This tip is seriously so amazing. It got me and my sister-in-law back in the gym like ASAP. Hey beautiful babes, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jess. How are you? I hope you guys are having an awesome day today. In today's video, I am sharing with you 11 organization tips. If you feel like your life is all frazzly and you're disorganized and you need to declutter your mind, this is the video for you. I am sharing with you all of my organization tips that have personally helped me live a more productive and efficient day, declutter my mind, get organized, and just feel like less stressed and overwhelmed by all of the stuff going on. Yeah, if this is you, this is the video for you. Before we hop into this video, don't forget to subscribe down below and join the family. It's a pretty great place to be. My under the summer goal is like 200,000 and I'm pretty close and I'm pretty excited. And with that, let's hop into this video.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound.
This tip is first because I feel like it's just so essential for getting organized. Writing things down allows you to declutter your mind, get things just onto a piece of paper or on your phone. Personally, I prefer paper. I just like the feel of a pen to paper. Comment down below if you relate, but it helps you plan ahead and it just helps you feel less overwhelmed. Sometimes when you're trying to keep it all together and trying to keep it all up in your brain, it gets so overwhelming. But writing it down somewhere just allows you to physically see how many things you actually have to do, and it makes your goals and to-do list feel so much more manageable. I've talked about to-do lists on my channel before. I've talked about how much I love them, how much I use them, and how helpful they are to me. Having a daily checklist or to-do list is so helpful because it allows you to focus, plan your day more efficiently. It gives you that routine you need, and very importantly, acts as a reminder because when you're just doing life, even if you have something that's very important, if you are doing 20 other things, it can just slip your mind. But if you have a to-do list or a checklist and you're just crossing things off and you have that daily reminder of things to do, you'll never forget anything and you'll stay on top of your stuff. Basically, time blocking is where you set aside time for each task you have to do that day. Folding laundry, set aside 30 minutes. Emails, 45 minutes. Editing, 3 hours. Cooking dinner, an hour and a half. So the benefit to time blocking is that you have an allocated amount of time you're supposed to spend on each thing, so you always stay accomplishing tasks on your to-do list. And of course, sometimes things take longer than we expect, which I'll talk about in my next point. Tell the camera why time blocking is important.
I have something to add. Time blocking is important because you can kind of keep in your head, I'm gonna do these 7 things today and I'm gonna have an idea of like when I'm gonna do them. But if you don't block out the time and you're like me, what happens is you spend way too much time on one thing and it eats up the time of another thing. So you put dedicated blocks of time so that if you hit a certain, the end of the block and you haven't finished this thing, well, you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow or later if you've got extra time because it's time to move to that next thing or you're not gonna get the rest of the things done. So block out your time.
Hinted at in the last tip, leave time for buffer time and overlap time. Sometimes big tasks can run a little bit long, so having a little bit of extra buffer time, whether it's in between certain tasks, at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, having buffer time is always good because it allows you to have that wiggle room that sometimes you just need for those extra hefty tasks. So it probably sounds like I've already talked about this, but a priorities list, or at least your top priorities starred on your to-do list, having an idea of where your priorities lie is so important because it makes sure that you get your most important stuff done. Those things should have priority over everything else because they need to get done first because they are pressing matters. To bounce off the last tip, but just to kind of reiterate and get the point across, each day do your most important stuff first. Things that have deadlines, things that just immediately need to happen or get done, those should always be first on your day so that way they're out of the way, you know they're done, and you don't have to stress about doing them last minute. Having personal deadlines and your own schedule is great because it always makes sure you get stuff done. As you guys can see, there's a reoccurring theme in this video. It's about getting stuff done and making sure you do it in the most efficient way possible. Creating your own schedule is perfect for when you have those huge goals that just seem so unattainable because of how big the goals are. However, by setting your own personal deadlines and breaking your goal up into smaller steps that are easier to achieve, your goal is now so much easier to reach. So by making small progress over time through these deadlines, your goal is now so much easier to reach. This tip is seriously so amazing. It got me and my sister-in-law back in the gym like ASAP. Do it now. Do it now while you're motivated, while you're thinking about it. Procrastination is the death of a goal. So if you procrastinate and you say, I'll do it later, I'll get around to it, chances are you probably won't do it, you might forget, you'll feel too lazy later, and it won't get done. However, if you decide to just do it now, you'll be a lot more productive. I once read that motivation dies within 7 seconds. So if you have the motivation to do something, right now, you should do it because it will go away in 7 seconds. And I find that to be incredibly true based on my own experience, which, like I mentioned at the beginning of the tip, doing it now was how my sister-in-law and I started going back to the gym because we were like, hey, I miss going to the gym. Me too. We should go back to the gym sometime. We should. I once read that motivation dies within 7 seconds. 7 seconds? Let's go now, let's go now! We put on our shoes, we ran out the door, and then we were at the gym. Now this tip might seem like a lot for some people, but this tip really can be very helpful for people who deal with a lot of stuff on a daily basis. For example, my husband, he has all of our camera and video equipment and stuff for YouTube, and it's a lot of stuff. Something that keeps us very organized is we have a set space for that stuff. So when we use it, we put it back, we charge it so that way it's always ready to go, we know where it is, and we don't waste time looking for stuff. So if you have stuff that you use regularly, try keeping it in just one spot so you always know where it is, and you don't have to waste time looking for it. Spending time just scrolling on your phone is the biggest waste of time. Let's be honest, we all do it, I do it, you do it, but it just wastes so much time. So if you find yourself just constantly wasting time scrolling on Instagram or just being on your phone for extended periods of time doing nothing, try spending some time away from your phone and just see how much more you get done by not just wasting time scrolling on your phone. Don't just accept all these projects or things because you think you can do them, but in your heart you know you really can't. Because you want to be able to do stuff and you want people to think you have it all together, and in your heart you know you can't handle it all. It's too much responsibility, it's too much stuff to do. If you know that, just be honest to other people, be honest to yourself. Like, know your limitations, understand them, and respect them. Don't push yourself too far, because when you start taking on too many responsibilities and filling your plate with just so much stuff, things are gonna start spilling and falling apart, and it's gonna be a disaster. So just be honest with yourself, and understand and respect what your limitations are. Alrighty guys, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips were helpful and help you guys get organized in your life and help you get it together, because sometimes life just gets so frazzly. I don't really have too much else to say today, so thank you guys again for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Do you know if I have checks?
The cereal?
No, checks, like money checks.
I've got this feeling, I'm feeling you could be the one. I see no reason why I should ever let you go. Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't